Hello guys, this TV here. So this video will be about a new in-game skill tree that I've come up with. At the beginning of the league I told you guys that I would be testing a lot of different things, and you could expect that I would probably change some things along the way when I've had a chance to actually play the league and play the masteries and try the pathing out. So, okay, firstly, this is right now we're looking at the current skill tree. This is what's in the guide. This is what I've been using as well. So, this is staying as it is. This is still my preferred skill tree for anyone who's leveling up, starting a new league, or anyone who's not willing to spend a lot of currency on their builds. This is still the best tree for all of you guys. The other tree that I've made is for like end-game min-maxing and for people who enjoys to spend like a lot of currency on their builds. So any one of you who just wants to play one build throughout a league and keep making it stronger and stronger, the other skill tree, which I will just call the in-game min-max skill tree, that's one you're interested in now. So, okay, this is the current one. And let me show you the new one. You will see it's quite different in some ways, but also very similar. And it's actually very easy to switch from one to the other. So that's a good thing, right? Let me show you guys this. This is what it looks like now. Or this is what the endgame, new min-max endgame skill tree looks like. So as you will see, the immediate difference is that we're no longer crossing over the top. We're no longer going up here and taking Heart of Thunder, etc. We are going for dual sockets. Dual sockets, and more dual sockets. Now, most of you are probably wondering, what about tankiness? How much are you losing out on tankiness by switching to this very high damage tree with a lot of dual sockets? And that kinda depends on you and your budget, because with 10 dual sockets you actually make up for a lot of the lost ES through those dual sockets. If you can afford good duels that has ES and multiplier, then you're still gonna be, well, as you can see here, I have in this one right now I have 9k ES. crits. So we have a total of 60% less damage, or less extra damage taken from crits. That's huge. It makes you so much more tanky and so less prone to getting one shot by weird roided up demons that you encounter in the Nightmare Realms. One of the people who are following this build and always helping me test things, a player called Enlighten in game. I sent him this POB a couple of days ago, and he was interested in trying it, so he did. And I can tell you he was very, very, very happy with the results. He gained, I think he said, at least 50% more damage, and he 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 tested it on all the in-game bosses. He killed Maven, he killed Awakener, and he did the Feared with the challenge where all four of them are up. And he told me that he just melted everything and it was super nice. I also asked him about survivability, obviously, and he actually told me that he hasn't died yet while using this build. Now maybe he's just playing better, because I know normally he dies sometimes. Maybe he's just playing better, or I'm thinking it actually helps a lot having this 60% reduced damage from crits. Obviously having a crazy ton of damage also helps. It's like offense is a good defense, right? If you're clearing everything in one throw of your traps, if you're clearing the screen and off screen, then you're pretty safe. So yeah, what does this build require investment wise? Obviously it requires two cluster jewels. They're identical because they're still the best ones, so they're just the same. Again, you don't need widespread. That's just there because I rolled it, but you don't need that. You need the other two. But widespread is just meh. It's not important. So you need two of those. They're quite easy and they're also cheap. They're like 30-40 KS, but you can also make them yourselves. I have a video about how to make them. I'll put it in the description. And what else? So you need a medium thread of hope. They're also very cheap. They're like 15 KS. So in this case, I would suggest that you buy one that has a useful corruption on it as well. That would really help out. Could be something like avoiding freeze or avoiding freeze and chill as a corruption. Because with 10 jewel sites, it becomes very easy for us to become immune to freeze and chill, since harvest gives implicit rolls for your jewels. That can be stuff like 30% chance or 20% chance to avoid freeze and chills, yada yada. So if you roll that on some of your jewels and you combine it with one that has it as a corruption, you can easily reach 100%, so that you're immune to freezes, for example, and chills. So yeah, another thing that's good about this thread of hope thing over here is not just Sanctum of Thought. We're also evening out the resist we lose by picking up Holy Dominion. So I lose 10 resist, but I gain 12 to all, and I gain some increased elemental damage. Obviously this point is huge as well. Divine Judgment, 50% increase, really, really nice. And now since I'm pathing down here, it's also going to help you with strength, because you're going to gain 20 strength here, which we really need. And I'm picking up these 2 points, Faith of Steel, which is another 8% to all resists. Really, really good. ES and resist and armor, it's perfect for us. I have removed Soul Thief over here, because this was just ES and evasion, and we don't use evasion, so I removed these 2 points and just put them here, because this is way better, right, for us. Armor and energy shield and resist. So yeah, if you can afford good jewels, and by good jewels I mean stuff that has like, I would say at least one multiplier and ES, or double multipliers with other useful stats like spell damage or trap damage or whatever. But if you can afford jewels that are like between 50k and 1 or 2x each, then this build or this tree is probably what you want to be using. But if you're like starting out, or you're someone that just wants to play the league in chill mode and you're not farming a ton of currency, I would still be using the other POB, the original POB. So I think I covered everything now. If you are, one more thing, if you're like, let's say you're level 95 or something, 95-ish, and you want to change to this build from from the other one, we go back to the other one. So here. So what you do, it's actually not that hard. You just start by removing these points up here, and these points here, and these points here. All these points, doesn't really matter. Just remove those like that are like, what to say, that are branching out. That's the word I was looking for. Remove those. Then you have plenty of points to go down and connect this way through. And now your tree is connected this way through, right? Pick up the dual side. So now your tree is connected here, so now you can remove these points. Bam. And voila, you have the tree. It's basically how you start out, right? Actually a very simple change, but a very big change in the way that you can bolster up your damage if you have the currency for it. Right, let me go back to this one, the end game one. Let me make sure I've covered everything. I think I have. Another thing, this is obviously showing you as level 100, but if you're level, again, let's say you're 95, the points you probably wouldn't have picked up yet at that point then would be something like these 2 points, so then you're level 98 if you don't have these, and probably 1 jewel socket over here or something, so then you're level 95, something like this would be what it should look like if you're switching and you're around level 95. Alright guys, I'm gonna keep this video short. If you have questions and comments, please leave them below. Always very welcome. Oh, and I almost forgot. So I don't wanna I don't want the video to seem like bait or anything. So the title was #1 DPS on Ninja, right? Oh, 1 second, let me show you guys. Sorry, this is recorded live, right? So you're gonna have to deal with me editing and stuff while recording. Here we go. So as you see here, this is the guy Enkane I was talking about, who was testing the new pathing for me. And before he tried that new tree, he was, I think, 4th or 5th, I don't know, something like that. He was somewhere down here on the list, and he jumped up to #1. So, yeah, it is quite a significant change. It will really bolster your damage a lot, and you should actually feel, I would say, equally tanky, maybe even more tanky, because of the 60% less damage taken from crits. So, that was the last thing I wanted to show. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. If you enjoy the content, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. One more thing, almost forgot. Since this tree is meant for min-maxing, I'm also gonna show you that you can use an Enlighten level 3. You don't have to, but you can. It's an option. If you use an Enlighten 3, it will make it so that you are able to you're able to spec out of the 15% increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. You can spec out of that one, and you can instead pick up the 8% increased damage for each of your auras. So that's quite useful. If you're anyway min-maxing, then getting an Enlighten level 3 shouldn't be a problem. And it's a decent chunk of extra damage, I can show you. So my tooltip is 158k on this character and good gear on this guy. And let me do a refund on the 8%. 145 without it. So I definitely think that's worth the Enlighten. And if you're anyway min-maxing, that's the way I would go. Alright, thank you guys. See you in the next one. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. I like the damage, at least on Minotaur. Poor guy didn't even finish his overhead hit on me. The poor guy didn't even finish his animation to hit me. I should clip that.